wigs and send it back. But my father says later on, when he does the Legend of Boggy Creek 2, which I actually was the makeup artist on, he commissioned a suit to be made, and he said that he spent almost as much on the suit on Boggy Creek 2 as he did on the original film. Any more? Yes. So I'm the tallest one that runs in, and I have on kind of a gray-white dress, and I'm holding my mom's hand saying, come on, we saw it. And so the tallest one, long hair. I was mortified most of my life because when I ran in the door, I thought that you could see up my skirt. And so each time I would watch it, I would watch to see it again to make sure that you couldn't see anything. So I spent most of my life mortified by my accent and by my short dress. I must have had a growth spurt that day. And, you know.
Was that your mom?
That is my mother. That's my real mother. And my mom passed away at 6 months to the day and was buried that my dad died. So my dad died March 5th, 2010, and my mother was passed away and was buried October 5th, 2010. So I lost them both that same year. Yes.
What was your favorite scene in the movie?
Oh, I only have to say my scene. No, I mean, that was the one that was most, personal to me. And then with my mom being in it, that made it very special. I probably shouldn't tell this, but I will anyway. I don't tell very many people this. But the last scene in the movie with the Ford family, there is a little dog. I'll start crying maybe. But anyway, there's a little dog that looks just like Toto, and that was my Buffy. And my father needed a dog to bark. And knew my dad, he would use whatever was most convenient, and he said, I need your dog. And my dog didn't like my dad. And so I said, you can't take, she doesn't like you. And so my mother asked if I could go along that night. And my dad said no, he would be late in shooting. And so that night, it was probably about 10:30. My mother started trying to give me something. And she was saying that I should probably take some aspirin. And she was probably trying to give me a Valium, to be honest with you, but I thought it was, I said, nothing, I don't need to take any aspirin, and she kept saying, you should take this. And so my dog actually, when my father went, so the dog runs up the steps, you can see it, it's on the porch, and then he went back to get the dog later to shoot some close-ups. It was dark. When he opened the door, my dog shot out of the car and straight into running towards headlights. So my Buffy, that was, when you see her on the film, there in that last scene, those were her last hours. So in a way, it's fitting that Boggy Creek, I feel like I sacrificed, my beloved baby Buffy. So it's a remembrance, and I always think about her when I see that scene.
Pamela, thank you so much for offering this historic event for the Boggy Creek artists. Super big hand. So stick around for questions and pictures and all of those kinds of things too.